Hi, racing fan. Welcome back to the channel. Too close to call for Saturday, June 7th, Guineas Day, 1000 Guineas. The feature with the Eros Trophy. Um, and then Sunday is a 2000 Guineas. But this Saturday is the first class at the 1000 Guineas. So let's get into the selection. Top four selection here are 1 Lion to Caddy, 2 Mozo, 5 Maya, and 12 Print Quality. Lion of the Caddy, winner on the last occasion, Ryan Lewis in the saddle, going 7 furlong. No, half a furlong shorter. Should maybe repeat, although he had finished lame in that race also too. So last race on April 6th. So it's basically coming off a 3-month rest and expecting him to run a huge race. 2 Mozart and Shane Ellis in the saddle, or Aiden Stable is in banging form. The visor is on. Was second by 2 lengths, going 5.5. Now going 2 furlong longer. 5-1, good as. So and this well bred 6-year bay horse by Soros Tampos, the great Saint Cecilia, has not really lived up to his breeding, but should run a big race, although the distance increase. Saint else is still sticking to Muzzle because of the mere Saint Cecilia who he rode to win a lot of races. So maybe trying to figure out Muzzle right distance. So, he should run a good race. 5, Maya, Radish Roman in the saddle. Didn't win a race on the last occasion, going 7. There's a no factor here to Tiger Express and Wilson, Casual Peach. Connection call for Radish Roman. His last win was December 21st, going 7 furlong with Trevor Simpson in the saddle by half a length. So I'm expecting, with Radish Roman in the saddle now to run, a better race than the last occasion. 12, Print Quality. Remember Spencer in the saddle, the visor on. Didn't do anything on the last occasion. Actually, her last 3 run broke very slow. On April 21st, the best race in a while was third by 5.5 lengths to Muscatoon and General Chief. My idea of a kind of an upsetter here is Print Quality. I kind of like Print Quality a lot here, but I'm sticking to Line of the Catty. Returning in good form still, so expect Line of the Catty to win. But Print Quality should run a huge race here. Second race, 6 furlong, 8 starters, 3-year-old and up, claiming $1.2 to $1.5 million. Top 4 selection here are 3 Ronnie Mangali, 4 Ability, 6 Awesome Anthony, and 7 Milas. Now, Ronnie Mangali is in kind of good form. Second last occasion, third before that, and third before that. But last race was over 8 furlong, was second with Dane Dawkins in the saddle. Now they call for apprentice Demar Williams to cut some weight off. but the distance is been reduced. But that shouldn't be a factor because on April 10, when 5 round was third by length and a half to Brunton Alex and Prince Aman. So, and in that occasion, they actually broke slow. So, when Mangala, I expect to run a big race here also too. Ability, former Derby winner, struggling to lower class right now. Last run on December 7th, it was 12 by 40 lengths, no factor there. Before that, in the Harlequin with the 5 straight, was fifth by 5 lengths. Um, his last good race was May 25th, 24, with a shorted winner over I Am Fred and Bootylicious with a late burst with Foster in the saddle. They take the figure eight off, which they had put on the last occasion, but it seemed that didn't work. Um, Coming back now, Wesley in the saddle, expecting a good race from ability. Six, Awesome Anthony. Um, Claimed by Cunningham on the last occasion. He also was a winner with Wesley Enne in the saddle, who rode him in the last two occasions. And interestingly, Wesley Enne went for ability. Um, Awesome Anthony, 6 win, 30 start, 6 win, 3 second, 3 third. Carlton Common, when he does claim horses, they usually come back and run better. So Awesome Anthony should be there or thereabout in this race. 7, Milas, Radish Roman, Adrian Prince, for O and S racers whose stable is in tremendous form. And this is my idea actually of the winner. And was fooled by 14 lengths in last occasion. Um, I was beaten by Awesome Anthony and also Ronnie Mangali. She was fooled by 14 lengths. Burn Notice won that race, and the distance was 6.5 furlongs. Now it's half a furlong shorter. I'm looking for Milas with Radish Roman, Adrian Prince, combination lethal to win the second race. Third race, 5.5 furlongs, 6 starters, restricted stake, imported 3-year-old and up, nominated of 3, nature bred 3-year-old and 4-year-old, nominated of 4. Top 4 selection here are 1, Unruly Move, 2, Fearless Mission, 3, Ronaldo, 6, Miss Moneypenny. Now, Unruly Move was a winner on last occasion but was disqualified interfering with Governor in the stretch. And so Banging Farm, Oral Aiden still was in form. Shane Ellis also in form. With him the last two occasions. So I am expecting a big run from Unruly Moore here. 2, Fearless Mission, saving companion of Unruly Moore, Radish Roman in the saddle. Um, didn't run a lick on the last occasion going 7 furlong. Was 4 by 26 destined to Incredible Joe, who actually run by 14 lengths. And Supernatural Power, who was 8.5 lengths in front of Blue Sensation. So don't think he came to try in that race. We're just probably making up numbers. Now, would they call for Radish Roman, the champion job, and expecting a good run from Fearless Mission. Three, Ronald Day. Interestingly, choice of jockey by Philip Fiani, Ian Spence, and Radish Roman rode him on his first two mounts. On December 28th, going 6 furlong, got beaten by a shorted by Unspun. Just got beaten. And coming back working well June 4th, we were 3 furlong and 36 breezing. May 31st, 5 furlong, 1 minute point two in the five straight. So it's coming back here, fairly fit. Six, Miss Money Penny. I highly thought of when he made his debut. Was a winner, 3 furlong straight, then over 5.5 furlong, but something must have went wrong, and he has not, she has not lived up to her potential as yet. Brand identity by Pomeroy's secret by Pomeroy's secret by Pomeroy. It's well bred chestnut filly. I think gonna create an upset. So I'm actually going for Miss Moneypenny for Emilio McLean, Jason DeCosta. Fourth race, 8 furlong, 10 starters, 3 up to McLean, 600 to 700,000, 60 up, no minutes of four. Top four selection here are 1, Solar Black, 4, Daddy Jones, 8, Lucy in the Sky, and 9, Crimson. Now, Solar Black was beaten out of sight on last occasion, going 7.5 furlong. Half a furlong longer. Should expecting a good race. Race before that, going 7 furlong, was a winner. Over 7 furlong. Before that was a winner going 9 furlong and 25 yards with Suka in the saddle. Before that was Eric Norton. Was running on late. Expecting Solar Black to doing the same thing here, running on late. 4, Daddy Jones. Returning from basically a year plus layoff, maybe due to injury. Return with also returnee Andre Powell, Raymond Towson. Now this well-bred Daddy Jones, American dance by Meteor, make her after to Mahogany. Now on May 2nd of March 24, it was fourth by Nyland to Storm Burn Notice. One pace on that occasion. Now her last win was actually going 7.5 furlong. And didn't really make all on that occasion, won by 16 lengths. Now if she report half of that form, then Daddy Jones will win this race. Although he coming off a long rest and the female jock Andre Paul in the saddle, I just think if he come here fit, all she had to do was jump, turn, and should be a winner. 8, Lucy in the Sky. Ryan Lewis in the saddle for Jason DaCosta. Looks like Ryan Lewis is getting him back into Jason DaCosta stable. Now, this guy was lame on the last occasion. He's also down in class, and I think the sales sign is actually up. Um, don't know what to say about this horse. It's in non-winnings of three for about maybe 5 or 6 starts. Now they're dropping in class just to see. I think is that the sales sign is up. Should run a good race. Um, if you report, you know, as is February 8 form, then he should win this race. But bet with caution. Yeah, he's probably gonna go off at 1 to 2, and it's either he run or he doesn't run at all. 9 Crimson. Um, this Crimson puzzling us. Didn't run a lick on last occasion, February 1st of February. Um, was making his debut for the year. Was 10th by 33 lengths to Tiger Express, Colorado Rangers. Before that, he was third, going 7 furlongs to Sir John Tiger Express, was one pace on that occasion. Now, if Crimson, you know, just come back to his little down in class, so I'm expecting him to run a great race here. But I'm going with suspicion that Daddy Jones will become return running, and I'm looking for Daddy Jones to win this race. The fifth race, the Marlin My Love Trophy, 5.5 furlong, 14 starters, main special weight, native bred 3-year-old fillies. Um, Top four selection here are 3 Duchess, 7 Giant Virus, 11 Woman in Love, and 13 Bubbling Warrior. Now 3 Duchess, Omar Walker in the saddle for Anthony Baba Nunes. Um, didn't do a thing going 8 furlong on the last occasion. Look like this does not, it's not ready to go a distance yet. Before that, when the 5 straight, it was third by 2.25 lengths to Prince Kazir. Um, Before that, going 5.5 furlong was 8.15 lengths, and on his debut, he was third by 5 lengths to Lady Babita and Linguist. You see that this doesn't like the bend for this right now, but well bred. Casual check out a curling bet by Perfect Curling. Um, this should actually be like of a distant horse, but right now seems to be either having trouble with wolf problem that he can't negotiate the bend for now, but it should run a good race here. 7, Giant Vigorous, Omar Mullins, Rowan Matthew. Trina put the blinkers on this occasion now. Um, Last race, 5.5 furlong, was 7 by 11 lengths to Riley J and Wugga Wuggy Lynch. Um, Before that was fourth by 7.75 lengths. Then before that was third by 6.5 lengths. Should, with the blinkers added, should run an improved race, and it could be one do run very close here in this race. Now, Woman in Love, Roddy Sherman, Peter John Prasad, trying to put the blinkers on, was third on the last occasion by 8 lengths to Queen Latifah and altogether in a tire a furlong out. So that was going 6 furlong. Now half a furlong shorter, blinkers on. The combination between Peter John and Radish, very lethal. On his debut, going 5.5 furlong, was fourth by 8.5 lengths to answer Linquest. So she's been keeping good company, and it's actually my choice of the winner here is Woman in Love. 13, Bubbling Warrior, Ricochet, Christopher Pearson. Um, this red, well-bred filly, Soul Warrior, Bubbling Angeline by Blue Pepsi Lodge. Make his debut on May 23rd, was second by 2 lengths to Global Pursuit. Um, she was 5-2 on her debut. Um, expecting a good run from Bubbling Warrior again here. And though the distance has increased, I'm expecting her to be very close. But Woman in Love, I'm choosing to win the fifth race. Sixth race, 7 furlong, 15 starters. Top 4 selection here are 3, Train of Thought, 4, J-Speed, 5, Providence, and 11, Oil Machine. 3, Train of Thought, Ricky Shakes in the saddle, Richie could maybe have a good day on Saturday. Was second by 2.5 lengths, ridden by Dane Dawkins. And on this occasion, broke slow, was 7.5 furlong, now half a furlong shorter. Now, this Train of Thought, we run a good race, then run a bad race. Now, I guess it's due to run a bad race, but with Ricochet in the saddle, you know, should be there. 4, J Speed. Now, I think Jason Sikala just take over the training duty for J Speed. Now, owned by Carlton Watson. Was second the last 2 occasions. His last race with Rare in the saddle, broke slow, 5.5 furlong, and he was second by a length. Before that, was second by 2 lengths. Looked menacing at the furlong pole, but I think it was petered out. And his last victory was ridden by Relish Roman. Um, he was once considered a classic potential horse, but they didn't peter out on that occasion. Um, with Jason Acosta training now, I'm expecting a big improvement on this G speed here. 5, Providence, another well-bred horse, sensational Dream Point, has not yet lived up to its potential. Was 8 by 15 lengths, running into non-winner 3 for the very first time. Probably not yet gotten the pace of this class, but I'm expecting a good run from Providence again. 11, Oil Machine, Dane Dawkins, Philip Elliott. He's been this non-winner of 3 for a while now. His last good race was 6.5 furlong, was second by half a length with Robbie Showman in the saddle to Blue Sensation. His last race was 6 by 8 lengths. Um, with Philip Parchment in the saddle. Now returning again, still in the winning of three. Can't do anything here, but he's well bred. By Bernard Dento, keep the faith by Bellarmine Road. And once this horse come to live up to his breeding, then he should end up being a very good horse. But in this race, I'm going for J Speed with Relish Roman in the saddle. The seventh race, the 7 furlong, 7 starters for the EOS Trophy Grade 1, Grade Stake, and Open 11 Shield and Upward. Top 4 selection here. 1. Commandant. 3. Is That a Fact? 5. Stop. And 6. Unspun. Now, 1. Commandant came here for the Mute Mile first start. He was actually third by a length and a quarter to Fun Camden and Legacy Isle, the stable companion. He has run 4 races, 3 wins, and on April 5th in the Ian Lee mistake, he actually pulled up. Something may have went wrong to Barnaby and Atomica and Funky and Dunn. Then return May 17 in the Seeking My Dream Trophy over 7.5 furlong and 1 by 2 lengths in a time of 131 and 4, making all. So I'm expecting Commandant to actually win this race. 3, 3 Is That a Fact? This in the Costa. Yeah, this also run out of form for the past 6 or 7 outing now. On May 31st was fourth by 6 lengths to Legacy Isle, totaling 126 pounds. Now returning here with a May 108. I'm expecting a huge run from this Is That a Fact under Emilio McLean. 5 Tistock have not lived up to expectation. Came here for the Mute Mile, broke slow, and he does not look well. The Tis now offspring, they actually, the older they get, the better they perform. But this Tistock, I don't think something is not. They haven't. Until news are not find the magic yet for this Tistock. His last race was 7.5 furlong. Was 34.5 and breaking slow. So he seems to have a tendency of breaking slow. Maybe he needs some type of headgear to improve his performance. And I think if they put the blinkers or the figure 8 on, it may have a big improvement. But they still with the tongue tie and the lacing. But I think when they put the blinkers on or visor on, I think I should see a big improvement from Tistock and probably live up to his potential. 6 Unspun 2-year champion, win on the last occasion to Fabulous Force, who returned to win. Um, this loss of, you know, being, not being out of the frame, of his 9 starts, it was 4 wins, 3 second, and 2 thirds. So, very good horse, young, up and coming, Dick Cardinals in the saddle. I'm expecting, huge run from this unspun, but Commandant looks the winner here, and that's my favorite here to win. Eighth race, 4 furlongs straight, 11 starters, restriction allowance 5, need to bid 5 year and upper, non-winners of 2, imported 5 year and up, maiden. Top 4 selection here are 1. More Aviator, 2. Briscoe, 3. Timekeeper, and 8. Collision. 1. More Aviator, Anthony Frears in the saddle, Ricardo Brown. Um, didn't run a lick on the last occasion, 6 by 30 length. But before that, Ryan Lewis was second by length and a half to Kismet. And in that race, it actually ended up being lame. Now, the visor on, we should see an improvement on this more Aviator. 2. Briscoe, Drew Stewart in the saddle, Andre Adams was fifth by 11 lengths to last Ori and body move on the last occasion. Actually, swerve at the start. Um, Trainer now called for the figure 8 on. First time LASIK. Looking for an improved run from Briscoe. Make it debut on April 26. Was fourth by 30 lengths. Didn't show it up here. Was actually was leading to the furlong pole and then does promptly stop to end up beating fourth by 30 lengths. So he has speed and his first time LASIK, coming in with 114 pounds. Briscoe should run a good race there. Timekeeper, Everett Collins Saddle, Annie Harris Jr. Um, third, last occasion, sent off lens to Toots and was used up early in that race. Going further run. Now, before that, going 3.5 furlong was second by a neck to the goal, obviously over the straight. So this horse seems to be love the straight. Majority of the race has been over the straight. On March 29, 4 furlong straight was third, 6.5 lengths to Electrode and Toots. So big improvement expected here with Timekeeper in this race. 8. Coalition, Radish Roman the saddle, Dale Murphy. Coming off a rest, last race April 26, was 7th after being Parliament, 7th by 24 lengths to Bliss Strike, middle of the wall. Tied at the furlong pole, went 7 furlong. Now, going 4 furlong now. Majority of his last races was being over the straight, His last 4 furlong start, he was 11 by 8.25 length with Dane Dawkins in the saddle. But the trainer called for Radish Roman. I said last race was April 25th, so it's coming up for short rest. On May 29, went 3 furlong in 38 and 3. So he's in fine fettle, May 17, 3 furlong, 37 and 2. So he's working well, returning, and collision is my selection here in the eighth race. The ninth race, 5 furlong straight, 14 starters. Top four selection here are 5 Fort Aldine, 8 Buttercup, 10 Imaya, and 14 Shatina Estrada. Now, 5 Fort Aldine, Brother Sherman the saddle. Um, Last race, April 27, was 6th by 31 lengths to Midnight Galaxy and Golden Lyre. Just for Aldine, Greg Fennell horses um, are doing very good, doing good. Last What Aldine last win was, which is the only win anyways, was January 11th, 25. Make all win 5 round. With Robert Ali in the saddle. So looking for a good run from Fort Aldinado returning from a short race. 8 Buttercup, my choice as the winner here. Richard Wesley Henry in the saddle for Richard Wesley Henry in the saddle for Richard Azan. Was second and last occasion by 2 lengths to another mission. For that was also second again after returning from a long layoff and broke through on that occasion. Now this third time the charm, and I expect him Buttercup. So actually win this race with West End in the saddle. 14, no, sorry, 10 Imaya, Shane Richardson, Audition the Costa. I picked him as my outsider on the last occasion, but was fifth by 12 lengths. Did nothing. This may continue, but I'm expecting an improved performance from Amaya going over the 5 straight. 14, Shachita Estrada, then Dawkins for Stephen Todd. This fourth and last occasion, 4.5 lengths to Bushfire Military Light with Scott in the saddle. Before that was third by 8 lengths with Parchment. So going over the 5 straight and back over the straight again. He always run good over the straight. So I'm drawn way on the outside now. Dawkins in the saddle. Which run should I expect from Estrella? But my choice of the winner is actually Buttercup with Wesley in the saddle. The 10th and final 1,000 Guineas. Top four selection here are 2 Linquist, 3 Burning Edge, 11 Social Xavier, and 13 Answer. Now, 1,000 Guineas is a great race here. Now, 2 Linquist, interesting entry here. They really stood in the gate on the last occasion, came out way behind the rest of the horses. The replay show he actually caught up with them at the furlong pole, looking like he should have just run right through, but that it petered out that effort to get to that point petered out. Um, Now, if this horse actually break good, I'm expecting I don't know. She should not be left off your exactors. This is a very dangerous and a potential upsetter in this 1,000 Guineas with the Cardis in the saddle. Three, Burning Edge, the champion local 2-year of last year. Um, Ran a blinker for race on last occasion, went 7.5 furlong in the Portmore stake, was second by a neck, allowing weights all around, and just slightly gave way in the furlong pole. Before that, in the Thornbury, was fourth by 5.5 lengths with Demar Williams in the saddle to Anson, Associated with and Danko. Now, the last race over 8 furlong. The last victory actually was over 8 furlong, which was a 2-year stake. Beating the Vista is a nut, was very easy in victories. Now, senior debut was in De La Pena overnight. She was 12 by 25 lengths to Tistock Divine Force. So, and after that, the last win the trophy was 11 by 26 lengths to Wall Street, Sheer Delight, and Unspun. So, she ran against foreign horses in few start. You know, it's the best race since the tour state was her last race, and she was second by a neck. Now, exercise Gallup showed that she had improved since the last start and May 24th, 5.5 furlong, 107.3 by a minute 4, breezing. And the last race for this race, May 31st, 7 furlong, 129, breezing. That's a good run. And then actually May 17, 3 furlong, 35.4. So Burning Edge will be there at the end. Now 11 Social Aviator is probably gonna be the favorite here. Richard Holiday and Jason DaCosta. Only beaten once, which was in a Thunbird when Answer beat her on that occasion. Um, the last run in the Portmore was a neck over edge fun, who allowed her 6 pounds on that occasion. Um, I'm looking for Burning there to actually beat to severe after because of the weights here. Now, in her defeat, she was actually way too early, so she may have petered out in the Thornbird. Um, so Answer beat her on that occasion. So they returned by the tactics by having her off the pace. So she should be fighting out the finish here also. Um, 13 Answer winning on the last occasion, the Thornbird, just missed the Portmore. On that occasion, win by Suko, who was actually injured, and so he may have gotten the right in the Guineas. Trainer call for Dane Dawkins, first time LASIK, very dangerous horse here, but I don't think she will win the Guineas. I think they all have to beat Burning Edge and I'm expecting Bernadette to win the Guineas. Give Radish Roman his first 1,000 Guineas Classic. So, Burning Edge here over actually Social Aviator, Linquist, and I'm picking out answer to run fourth. So, racing fan, that was my selection for Saturday's 1,000 Guineas card, and I will have the 2,000 Guineas selection of tomorrow. So, please subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you for Sunday selection. Thank you. Bye.